Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So, I'm very excited for today's video because it is my best of 2017. Now I've seen this done a couple different ways, and the first way is that it's all the stuff that was launched in 2017. I'm not doing that because a lot of the stuff I like and my actual favorites are some stuff that have been around for a while. Some of them are new releases, and I'll get into that a little more later, but this is all in all my favorite makeup products of the year. So if this is something you want to see, make sure to keep on watching. Don't forget, I do upload twice a week, so make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on all the fun stuff I am posting. And if you like this video, make sure to like it and leave a comment down below about what your favorite item I mentioned was or how you felt they worked, because I love getting your feedback because it really helps me to figure out what I should try next. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, the first products I'm going to mention are my primers, and I do have three because every day I do use 3 different primers, so I figured I should talk about them. The first is the Skindinavia Oil Control Priming Spray. Now, I use this every day just as a mattifying base because I find that I'll go in, I'll spray a little bit of this. I love the way this smells. I'll spray a little bit of this on the face, and this will just help a little bit extra to keep my oils at bay throughout the day, as opposed to getting really shiny and really oily. Next, I always use a pore-filling primer, and lately my favorite is the Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer from Tarte. Now what I love about this is it's a little pot, and it's this very smooth, almost velvety, pore-filling putty almost, and it goes on and it just blurs out everything. Even if I'm not wearing makeup, I will take this on my T-zone every single day just to really mattify and help to make my pores look a little less colossal, because I am a man. I have big pores. This helps take care of that. And the third primer I use on a daily basis is one that I use exclusively because it prolongs the makeup. Now, my favorite right now is the J1 Jelly Pack, and I've been using this for about 3 months, and I have noticed a clear difference. This is a very good dupe for the Sisley Double Tenseur, which I've only used once, and I borrowed it from a friend. I tried it. I loved it. I found that this did a lot of the same things. So now what this does is it comes out more of a gel and not an actual putty, but it's very sticky. And once you rub it in and you rub it into the skin, you get this really sticky base, which really helps just for all the makeup to adhere and all your foundation to not go anywhere. So for the year, I do have 2 favorite foundations. Now, normally I have used them on their own. Lately, I've been mixing them, and they are the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna Pro Filter Foundation. I'm in the shade 200, and the Dior Skin Forever. I'm in the shade 22, and these 2 together are perfect. Now, if you want a really, really matte finish, the Fenty is going to be the best. It's super dry, super, super good for oil control. And the Dior is also very good as far as prolonging your makeup and wearing a very long time, but it's more of like a satin, finish or a demi matte. Now, I mix the 2 because I am very oily. So this foundation does not look dry on me, and it does look very good, but I find that I do tend to see it breaking apart around the 12-hour mark. This one I can totally get 24 hours out of. So by mixing the 2 of these together, I get all of the best of the mattifying qualities of the Fenty and the beautiful finish and the super long wearing of the Dior. And I am actually wearing this combination today, and I love just how flawless it makes everything look. Now for concealer, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because it is the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm in shade Light Medium Honey. I love this product. I feel like there is no concealer on the market that you could even try to compare. I've tried so many, and continually this is the one I just keep going back to. Now I do have 2 powders to talk about today. One is pressed, one is loose, because I do use a loose and a pressed every single day. Now for loose powder, my favorite for the year is the Too Faced Born This Way Ethereal Setting Powder. Now what I love about this powder is it is so finely milled, but it doesn't really have a white undertone. It's very light, but it's almost yellow and pink at the same time, and I love how finely milled it is. I do still love my Coty Airspun. I love my RCMA. I do use both of those very, very often, but I find that especially towards the past 2 or 3 months, I've been reaching for this so much more than any other powder. And I know I haven't used this a lot on my channel, but off camera, I feel like I use this all the time. And for pressed powder, this is not going to be a surprise to anybody. It is Studio Fix Powder Foundation from MAC. I am in the shade NW25. This is the best thing to set down my makeup whenever I'm doing anything. Now, I do also use the Mineralized Skin Finish. I love the Stay Matte powder from Rimmel, and I do mix those up. And lately, I've been using the Collab Beauty Pressed Foundation, but I keep going back to this one. And no matter how much I use the other ones, whenever I use this, I feel extra airbrushed. I feel like the coverage is perfect. And every time I catch myself in the mirror, I'm looking and I find I need less touch-ups when I pair this with my other foundations. Another product I'm going to spend very little time talking about because, again, I feel like I use this in every single video. It is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. Now, clearly, just by looking in there, a lot of these colors have seen a lot of love. I do use this pretty much every day for brightening and contouring. It's so pigmented. The colors blend beautifully. They blend effortlessly. There is nothing I can say about this palette that needs to be fixed. I have another one so that when I run out, I can just start filling these up because obviously it's not something I ever want to run out of. So for me to have a palette and a backup, that's gotta say something about how fantastic it is. For bronzer, this is something I've been using for a long time off camera, but it took me a while to actually start using it on camera, and it is the Marc Jacobs bronzer. It's the Omega bronzer in the shade Tantric. Now, this is a new one. I broke my old one, and I'm really sad about that, but I did pick up a new one. I love how beautiful the undertone is on this. It's warm without being orangey, and it just blends out so well on the skin that you get this really nice, really flawless touch of sun on the face without it getting overpowering or muddy or orange, and it's just the perfect shade. I know they came out with Tantastic, the white one, which is a little bit lighter and a little bit more cool toned. I've used it, I like it. I feel like it's more of a contour shade on me, whereas this is a true bronzer. For blush, and this has not changed, I've tried a lot recently, and I still stand behind the Morphe 9N Neutral Blush Palette is my favorite. Now, these are just such flattering tones universally. They're nice, corals and soft pinks, and just when you swatch them, some of them have a little luminosity to them, but they just have such a beautiful pigmentation. They flatter, I'm gonna say every skin tone can get a lot of good usage out of this. And I think it was like $14 for 9 blushes, and they perform better than even my NARS blushes. So I would definitely recommend picking this up if you're looking for some nice neutral blushes. Okay, so the part that everybody's looking forward to is obviously highlighter because I do use a lot of it. I use 2 every single day minimum. So I'm actually talking about 5 today, and I know it's supposed to be my favorite, but all of these are my favorite for very different reasons, so I really wanted to mention all of them. The first, which I feel like I have been in love with forever, is the Shimmering Skin Perfector from Becca. My favorite is the shade Champagne Pop. It is so universally pretty. I find this rose gold shade just flatters every single skin tone, and this is probably, I will say, my favorite base highlighter. 9 times out of 10, this is the first thing I'll put on, and I'll go over it with a topper or a lighter or even something with a little bit more glitter, because this is just so pretty and so metallic and flattering that I feel like every single day I want to wear it. Now, if I'm not using that, my next base is usually a Jeffree Star highlighter. I have a few of these, but my favorite for the year is definitely Peach Goddess. Now, I find very similarly to the Becca that it has a lot of those same very pretty rose gold undertones. This one's just a little more pink. So it has a little bit more of that pinky peach undertone as opposed to that like yellow gold, but it's so stunning. And you get that same metallic quality as the Becca, and they really work well. I will be honest, it did take me a little while to figure out how to use these because you can't just dust them on with a fan brush. They don't go on quite as seamlessly as the Beccas do. You have to not pack it on, but you really have to get a lot of product on the brush and then put it on, and then it blends away seamlessly. So rather than just kind of dusting a little bit on for that delicate glow, these are really designed to be built up just to get you that metallic, blinding glow. I'm also not going to spend a lot of time on this one because it's another product I've been talking about for a very long time. It is the Super Shock Cheek from Colourpop in the shade Flexitarian. Like, even just looking in the pan at how bright that is. So I'm just going to swatch a little bit. It feels almost wet, and just compared to everything else, it's just so creamy and so vibrant, and this is the perfect topping highlighter because no matter what you put under it, this just helps take it to that next level, make it extra vibrant. Like, for literally like an eighth of the price of some of these other ones. You see how much more metallic and blinding it is? Like it is showing up Becca and Jeffree Star right now, and it was like $7. So definitely like ride or die 100%. If I could only use one, it would be this one. And the last two I'm going to talk about together because they're both loose highlighters and I love them both. One of them I have been using all year long, and that is the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder. And if you've been on my channel for a while, I have been using this for a long time. And I do love it, and I'm going to swatch it for you because that's what I do. Now, it is a little bit more glittery. Let's roll the sleeves up. So now for this one, it is definitely glittery, and you do get a really pretty sheen on it. It's stunning, and it's the perfect top coat. Now, if you like the Fenty highlighters, then I think you'll like this one because it is very shimmery. Recently, I picked up the Luster Dusts from Colourpop, and honestly, I will say that they are very similar. Now, this is in the shade Gnomie. It is the lightest. The Artist Couture was Illuminati, and now I'm going to just swatch it next to it because these are very similar in color. The Gnomie is just a hair lighter, and you'll notice it's a little bit more sparkly. So while they're both very sparkly top coats, if you like that glittery quality, 100% go for the Colourpop. Again, fraction of the price, but such a fantastic quality, and just the color payoff. I'm wearing, not Gnomie, I'm wearing a different one on my cheeks today underneath Flexitarian because I really wanted to go in hard with the glow today, and between the two of them, it's just this beautiful metallic wet with this subtle shimmer. I'm just in love, obviously. I feel like I could talk about highlighters all day, so I'm gonna move on, but just know that these are so good. Now next up we have setting sprays, and I'm gonna talk about two. Again, one very briefly, and it is MAC Fix Plus, because I feel like everybody and their mother is in love with this. It is great for transforming shadows. I don't use it to set the face, but I could not talk about setting sprays without talking about it, because this is like my 5th bottle, so clearly I use a lot of it. And for setting the face, like I said in my setting spray video that I will link below, the king of all setting sprays is the Morphe Prep and Set. Now, it is an aerosol mist. It is beautiful. Oh, clearly you're watching this one die. Okay. Obviously, I have a backup. It is that good that it is worth having a backup of. So now, empties. It sets the face so well. It does such a good job at helping everything stay in place, and you don't miss a spot. I hate when you get little water droplets on your face, or you like set your face down, you fan it down, and next thing you know, there's just a patch where it looks really powdery. With this, just very simply go over it, and you can't overset with this. Like if you're going for a couple minutes, it will get a little too wet, but this is just great for not only setting the face, but as a beautiful, refreshing mist throughout the day. So for lips, my favorite formula, hands down, is the Jeffree Star Liquid Lipsticks. These are the Velour Liquid Lipsticks. I have a few more, but these are my favorite colors. They are the two Manny MUA collaboration colors, I'm Shook and Daddy, just because I feel like the coral and the brown are just so flattering on so many skin tones, and these are not colors I typically gravitate towards, but obviously Manny told me to get them, and I did, and I fell in love. And then my 3, which it turns out are 3 of Jeffree Star's best sellers, they are Androgyny, Unicorn Blood, and Mannequin. They are just such a stunning formula. I am wearing Unicorn Blood today. It dries down super matte, but very comfortably. It goes on so thin, almost like an oil, but it dries down matte. Like, they won't go anywhere. Obviously, if you're eating, you will need to reapply, but on a general basis, you could put these on and they will last all day long. So for eyeshadow, my 2 knockout palettes of the year are the Morphe Jaclyn Hill collaboration palette. Now, I am in love with this palette. I find that the colors are just so pigmented. You really get a lot of color payoff, and because there are so many neutrals in here, it literally works with every single eye look. I find that no matter what I'm doing, I used to always grab for my Makeup Geek shadows because I have a bunch of neutrals from actually another Manny MUA collaboration that I love. And those neutrals are really good for defining anything. But ever since I got this palette, it is like my go-to. Now, across the board, my favorite shadow formula is the Natasha Denona formula. This is the Lila palette. I did a few looks on my channel already using it, and it is just such a stunning color, but the formula is so good. I'm actually wearing Natasha Denona on my eyes today. I'm using the Heiress palette. It is one of the, I'm gonna go get it. It is one of the holiday palettes with this stunning blue. I am using all of the shades today. I did use the blue on the inner corner and a little bit on the waterline. I ended up going over it with a glitter so you can't really tell, but all of the other colors I did use, and this formula all across the board, the Natasha Denona formula, is just stunning. It does not get better. There's a reason they are as expensive as they are, but I will say 100% that it is so worth it. Now, mascara, Roller Lash. Not even a question. I feel like this is the most like overhyped mascara, but it deserves every bit of that hype. It lengthens, it volumizes, it separates, it holds a curl, like ride or die 100%, the best mascara I have ever used. And I have like a lot of mascaras that I rotate between. This one is just one that I will continue to reach for again and again. Now for eyeliners, I have two to talk about. First is if I'm doing a wing, which is not very often, I will be honest, I do reach for the tattoo liner from Kat Von D. This is in the shade Trooper. It is the black one. It has such a fine, beautiful tip on it, and you just get such a beautiful, precise, I didn't even touch it, a precise line, beautiful pigmentation, saturated in product, but it's not like saturated where it drips. It's a very clean line, and I love it. Now for the waterline, I love the full spectrum eyeliners from Makeup Geek. This one is Obsidian. It is a black one, and it is just so pigmented, but it blends out so nicely, so you can really smudge it out and get grungy. Or if you set it down with a black eyeshadow or you let it dry, it will not go anywhere, which is great. Now, I love this formula. I have it in, I think, 3 colors, and it is beautiful. I did get it out of a BoxyCharm, and then I went and got the other 2. So I am using it in my waterline today. I smudged it out a little bit, but I didn't want to get too grungy. I did want it to be a little bit more on the clean side today, but just across the board, it is the best eyeliner for the waterline. And lastly, I am going to talk about my favorite glitters. I do have 2 to talk about today. One of them, across the board, favorite formula is going to be the Stila Magnificent Metals. This one is in Diamond Dust, which I feel like is consistently my favorite. It is a silver, but it's not silver with rainbow. It is just straight silver with white micro glitter. It is stunning. And 9 times out of 10, if I have glitter on my inner corner, which I always do, it's going to be Diamond Dust, just because I find it's flattering with so many different things. If I'm not using that, I am using my Jolie Beauty Bomb.com palette. Now this stunning palette it's beautiful, but it is 24 creamy pressed glitters. Now, clean finger, if you just go 1, 2, 3, you get this beautiful payoff. Now, obviously, you know, if you press it in, you will get a better payoff. It's really hard to get like a swatch of glitter, but the pigmentation in the glitter is really pretty, and it's such a nice variety of colors. Now, if you're just getting into glitters, the Stila glitters might be a little expensive because they are $24 a piece, but after shipping internationally, the Jolie palette was about $40, and to get such a variety of colors that you can really play with, I will say that this is worth every penny. So if you're looking to get glitters, these are the 2 I would recommend 1000%. And that's the finished video. These are my 2017 favorites. I feel like it was a hell of a year for makeup. I feel like there were so many launches, and going into 2018, these are the products that I will be using. These are the ones that I give as gifts. These are the products I swear behind. These are the products that if I had to recommend nothing else, these are what I would use. So not only is it the best of 2017, these are my ride or die products. 100% stranded on a desert island. This is what I'm gonna take with me. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2018. I don't know when I'm posting this. I think it's still gonna be 2017, but I'm filming it in 2017. So Happy New Year. I hope you had a wonderful holiday season. Thank you for being here with me. I am so happy at how much my channel has grown in this year. I just started a couple months ago, and I am already thrilled with where I've gone. So thank you very much. If you like this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. I do upload twice a week, so I would love for you to get the opportunity to see all the fun stuff I am posting. Make sure to like this video and let me know in the comments section what products you loved, what products you like. maybe ones that didn't work for you, because I'm always looking for recommendations or how this stuff works for other people. So, thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the new year. Bye.